Before these cars can fly, they must first be built. It all starts with a car off the street like you and I might drive. Then change the wheels, air intake, exhaust, maybe the whole engine.
It'll be a drag racing vehicle, and it'll do autocross, local racing events.
150,000 is not a problem to drop on a car. Just depends on how deep your pockets are and how fast you want to go.
Craig Robeson owns Specialties Motorsports. He says drivers can pour those big bucks into a supercharger, turbo, or nitrous.
That's a nitrous coming out right there.
Nitrous oxide is a gas that's piped into your engine. Carried in a large tank, it can give a car a huge burst of speed. It's also illegal to use on the street.
You can have it in your car. You know, they're assuming you're going to the track, but they don't want you to have it turned on.
The aim of this work, speed and horsepower.
400 horsepower down to the wheels, 300 horsepower, 185 horsepower. It's 1,190 horsepower at the rear wheels.
As night falls, this parking lot in Columbia's 5 Points becomes a mecca for motorsports. This is where drivers show off their cars and guess which is the fastest.
There's something about speed, it's just a rush for me, and all my friends do it too.
The intercooler for the turbo.
A strong turbo drives Victor's Subaru WRX. That's not his real name, by the way. He's added high-performance intake and exhaust pipes for more power, and he says he can't stop racing.
It's definitely addictive. It's crazily addictive, and when you first do it, I don't know, you just get hooked and you just want to go faster and be that person that beats you.
And the only way to prove who's fastest is to race. That's where the challenges and bets come in.
Money doesn't really matter as much as saying I beat him or saying I beat the other person.
So far, this is all legal. There's no law that says you can't change your motor, change your wheels, or your exhaust system. It's when drivers leave the parking lot and hit the streets racing it up to 130 miles an hour that all changes.
There's a group of people in Columbia that race. I can't really say where they go to race, but they do race. They race for money.
Often the cars all leave together in a tight pack. Drivers head around Columbia looking for an empty stretch of road. Sometimes they'll use the traffic lights. At the sight of grain, they're off.
When the four-cylinder beats the V8, that's when people get excited.
Faster cars can finish a quarter mile in 10 seconds and go double the speed limit. Here, Victor hits 80 on Gervais Street downtown. I asked several officers with the Columbia Police Department if this was a problem. Initially, they all said no, there's no organized street racing in Columbia. Then we showed them the tape. Now officers admit street racing is a big problem in Columbia, but they refuse to do an interview because we won't release the names or license tag numbers of those drivers who told us their story. A captain with the police department told us off camera that after News 19 started asking questions, he put together a plan to crack down on the drivers, but no details on how the department plans to stop these dangerous races.
Yeah, Clip's getting torn up by a GT.
You're just trying to beat the other person. That's all that matters.
And when speed is the only thing that matters, lives can be lost.
I did a lot of street racing. Like I said, I had friends die. I don't do it anymore.
But dozens more continue to race, and until officers catch these speeding drivers, they'll continue building their cars ever faster and trying to fly.